Good evening and welcome to another edition of Rarer Hot Wheels. Now, in tonight's show, we're going to play the first part of having a look at a whole bunch of Blackwall era cars. Now, back in the summer, I had a good win on eBay. A win, if you call it. I won an auction anyway. And I won a box or a carry case containing 48 Blackwall era vehicles. Cars, fantasy vehicles, trucks, you name it, it's in there. And they're in this case. There we go. See, there's 48 there. So what we're going to do is being as there's 8 per column, I'm going to do 6 shows, and in each of the 6 shows I'm going to showcase 8 of the vehicles and tell you a little about them and stick them on the turntable. So let's get on and have a look at some rarer Blackwalls. So let's get started with the first 8, and here's the first one, if I can get it out of the box. And we have this 20th anniversary gold chrome Corvette Stingray, but it's a Corvette monster truck. And see, as you can see, it's in a reflective gold chrome.
This glittering piece of gold is called Monster Vet, and this is a 1988 20th anniversary special with the 20th anniversary logo cast into the roof. This redneck sports car was introduced in 1987 and ran through till 2011 and was designed by Larry Wood.
Next we have another 20th anniversary vehicle, and is there a name underneath it? I'm not sure, but it looks like you can see the 20th anniversary thing on the roof. In fact, as you could on the Corvette as well. There you go, on the roof. This is also a monster truck, chrome this time, not gold. Van, it's got one wheel stuck, but I can put that right. And again, nice looking vehicle. Needs a bit of a clean up. It's got mud on it, but quite an unusual bit of kit. And I would say it's quite possibly a Chrysler van of some description, as the front end reminds me of a Dodge Omni. Look at that bit there. Forgetting the winch, of course.
It turns out that this vehicle wasn't designed after anything at all, other than what was in Larry Wood's mind. It's called Tall Rider, and that's Rider with a Y, not an I, and it had an 11-year production run from 1985 through to 1996.
Next one is another gold chrome and silver chrome Corvette, and it's got it's got no transparent glass. It's got an interior in it. I don't know if you can see that in there, but that's another nice example. And again, Corvette. So we're going to have a look at that one.
In 1990, Mattel celebrated production of its 1 billionth Hot Wheels car, and accordingly a range of special editions was brought out. This 80s Corvette, to give it its official name, is one of those cars. And if you look underneath, you'll see 2 slots in the base where it was designed to fit on top of the billionth car trophy, and that was unique to this casting. It was introduced in 1983 as part of the Hot Ones series and still sports a set of Hot Ones wheels, and production still continues today, even though there was a slight sojourn between 1990 and 1996 when it got retooled. This, along with a lot of the cars in today's show, were all designed by Larry Wood. There are a few others, but mostly Larry Wood this time round.
And then running on the same style wheels, we have this 55 Chevy, and that's a tidy one. That is really nice. Don't know what year that hails from. I'll say early 80s, but nice bit of kit. A little bit dusty, but I think it's probably been in this case for a number of years. A tidy bit of kit.
Here we have the 55 Chevy, yet another designed by you-know-who. No, not Voldemort, Larry Wood. Introduced in 1982, this classic hot rod features a set of gold Hot Ones wheels, although it was a mainline release and not one of the Hot Ones cars. Strangely, although it was introduced in 1982, there was a big gap between 82 and 86 before the second variation of the casting came out, and then it ran on an almost yearly basis through till 2001.
Number 5, we have Lamborghini Countach. Quite a nice machine there as well. I'm guessing that was late 80s in terms of Hot Wheels release, but rather nice early rear issue of that one. It's got a slightly bent rear wing, as you can see it there, just drooping on one end.
The Lamborghini Countach, the poster car of the 70s and 80s. It was reimagined for Hot Wheels by Larry Wood and ran from 1988 through to 1996, with another stint when it got reintroduced in 2011. This version of the ultimate outlandish original supercar was a 1993 mainline and features the futuristic Ultra Hot wheels.
And we have this, the Incredible Hulk Spoiler Sport. Now this has been around for a number of years. This has been around since I think the Red Line days. But again, this is a nice bit of kit, featuring this time proper Blackwall wheels.
Featuring just plain and simple Blackwall wheels, Spoiler Sport was introduced in 1977, and this is the early casting with 2 small rear windows and no parachute. For 1979, Marvel teamed up with Mattel to produce the Heroes set, of which this is the Incredible Hulk version. Larry Wood's very cool Spoiler Sport van ran through until 1985, only to be resurrected in 2011.
And sticking with the 4x4s, we have this. A Nissan hard body. I don't know what the Mattel designation on this, but a hard body pickup with a big blown V8 in the pickup bed. And a set of big chunky 4x4 wheels. And rather a nice striking Nissan 4x4 competition style paint scheme.
Well, would you believe my random guess was right? It is called the Nissan Hardbody, and it was designed by none other than Larry Wood. This blown V8 monster truck was introduced in the 1988 Trailbusters series and ran through till 2000. Interestingly, the wheels on this casting originated on Matchbox vehicles and came this way because Mattel bought them out in 1988.
And the final one we're going to take a look at is this. And this is an original Real Riders. Look at that. Really nice Ford F-150, I'm guessing that is. But you see the rear rider wheels, still with the Goodyear script on them. And now this is going back to the original releases from the days before Real Riders were something they stuck on just special release cars. Well, these were mainline in their day, but really nice.
Well, to make it 8 out of 8, this last one is also designed by Larry Wood, and it's a gem of an original Real Rider. Bywayman, as it is known, was introduced in 1979, and this is from the 1983 Real Riders series, which featured, as we know these days, special wheels with rubber tyres. Running through till 2003, Bywayman also shared its base with Baja Breaker.
Well, that's all for this time, folks. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check back soon to have a look at part 2 and another 8 of my 48 Blackwall series. Take care and see you soon. Toodles.